So I left Toronto and drove all the way to Washington, D.C. in the middle of December. Now, with just 2 days left of my trip, come with me as I explore D.C. I look like a marshmallow. Alright.
An orange marshmallow.
Did you say an orange marshmallow? Only my hat's orange.
Let's go.
Okay. Let's go to where are we going first? The National Museum of Natural History. Okay, so we just got to the National Museum of Natural History, and here are my initial thoughts. Whenever I go somewhere new, whether it's a restaurant, a museum, a hotel room, I always look at the bathroom and the condition it's in, how nice it is, because that kind of tells me what my experience is like and what the funding is like of the place. I don't do this on purpose, it's just something I've kind of subconsciously picked up over the years. And initially, once we entered, I had to use the bathroom, and it wasn't that nice. It's one of those places where I really had to go, so I had to use it. But if I didn't have to go, I would not go inside and use that bathroom. So I'm curious to see how the rest of the museum is. I hope the rest of the museum is wonderful. I'm sure the exhibits are going to be great, but let's just see, because already now I'm not really sure what to expect. Is that mean to say? Okay. If anyone grew up watching Phineas and Ferb, guys, look, I found Perry the Platypus. Not the museum asking me existential crisis questions. It's what I ask myself every day. What does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be alive?
And humans worldwide have always been curious about our origins.
You know, when we think about an extinction, we usually think there's just one big mass extinction and all the dinosaurs were gone. But if you look at this timeline, look at how many different mass extinction events there were. And here we are. What a small piece of Earth's history we belong to. Okay, so we've been at the museum for a few hours now, and I have to admit, one of my favorite exhibits is the Human Origins exhibit. I think that's because a lot of us have this idea that humans were only intelligent and able to work together about 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, but that's really not the truth, because when you look at it, humans have evolved over hundreds of thousands of years. So personally, because I'm somewhat of a nerd, I really much enjoyed that exhibit, but this museum overall is built very beautifully. The architecture in the main area is very beautiful. They have exhibits on about 3 floors, the ground floor, first and second. We're here on a Thursday in the afternoon, and I'm surprised there were so many people here. If you're ever in DC, you should definitely come check out this museum. In fact, along this road, there's a bunch of museums. I'll add the picture of our map in here. And now that we're done with the museum, let's go get dinner at Hell's Kitchen. Okay. Okay, we just got back from Hell's Kitchen, and honestly, it wasn't as nice as I thought it was going to be. The appetizers were great, the staff were lovely, but the entrees were pretty mediocre. But that's okay, because it's something I've always wanted to try. I just wondered what it would be like to eat at Hell's Kitchen, so I'm glad I got the opportunity to do that in DC. Now, the mission for tomorrow is to go back to the Library of Congress. I have one more book I have to finish reading. I'm going to get that sorted, and then we are going to explore DC. Now, tomorrow is our last full day, so I'm going to try and see as much of the city as I can before we leave, and hopefully we could find some cute souvenirs to take home. So change of plans. I was feeling sick when we woke up this morning, so we didn't actually end up going to the Library of Congress, but that's okay because the book that I want I can get in Toronto. So now we're still going to try to make use of our last day in DC and complete the mission of finding souvenirs to take home. So yesterday we asked our waitress where would be the best place to find souvenirs, and she told us Chinatown was the place to go, so here we are. Interesting. How would you feel about wearing someone's face on your feed? Thank you. Okay, so we secured the souvenirs, and now since we have time to spare, we are going to go to the Museum of Illusions.
South toward Pentagon City, Crystal City, Alexandria.
Now, I'm gonna eat some sushi and tell you guys my final thoughts on DC. If you like history, if you like museums, then I highly recommend coming to DC. There's a lot of historical sites, like I said, a lot of museums. I personally feel like they shouldn't really influence your decision on whether you want to come to DC or not, because I've only spent kind of 2.5 days exploring. But from what I've noticed, there's a lot of monuments, historical sites, a lot of political things going on here. Obviously, it's Washington, D.C. There's not a lack of things to do here, I guess, is what I would say. Now, I'm going to stop recording and eat the rest of this food because I'm very hungry, but I hope you enjoyed the vlog, and I will catch you in the next one.